It's time now for Kelly's Book Club, and we check in every single month to debrief the latest choice. This month's pick, The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. The novel was getting a lot of love online, so I picked this one for my fellow readers. It follows Sybil, a retired lawyer, as she writes letters for correspondence to friends and family. And the book begins after her 73rd birthday and as she loses her eyesight. The narrative is told through letters from family, famous writers, and someone in her past that forces her to examine one of the most painful periods in her life. It's about the wisdom of old age and the mistakes and acts of kindness that occur during a lifetime. And here to rate and discuss the book, like we always do, my friends and fellow book club members, Lauren Mullinix and Michelle Bodman.
Hi.
Hi. So, as we always do, 1 through 10, we're going to rate the book. And here we go. Drum roll, please. Ta-da!
Did you do?
Whoa!
Okay.
You guys, this is my pick. I'm very shocked.
I'm shocked by yours. Kelly and I traveled together this weekend,
We did.
and every time I'd like look over, she'd be holding the book, and she'd be like, "I can't get into it."
I know. That's why it really came around for me, but I had a very hard time getting into this book. 40 pages in, I was like, I don't think I can do it. Like we talked about, it's all written through letters, and I think there was just a lot of characters and things and I had to look at dates to be like, when was this letter written? Like, where are we at here? And I just couldn't get into it. And then it hits a corner for me, and I love a sentimental book. I was crying. We were just in Mexico for a wedding, and I'm sitting at the pool, like, having a mental breakdown. So that's why it did rise to 8. But why 9s?
I loved it because I felt like I was reading people's mail. Like it just like felt like very like I was like a sleuth, and I liked that part of it. I also felt like it was a very quick read because of that. I think I read it in a day, like on accident. But I loved it, the character development, everything like that.
Yay, Michelle?
Same for me, slow to get into. I finished it last night, but I was weeping, so I feel like my eyes are puffy today because it absolutely rocked me. I thought it was such a great book. And yeah, I think like connection throughout the lives, she comes to accept herself, like
it was a feel good for sure at the end, but a lot.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting, Sybil. She was a character I feel like I won't soon forget.
Right.
Did you guys see yourself in her at all? What was your favorite character?
Yeah, I saw a lot of myself in Sybil, unfortunately. I think just like her like follow-up and her like sharpness. She was losing her vision, but she was able to like articulate and keep things clear in letters, and she was just really on it, and I enjoyed her. I mean, I get it was only like really one character because it was just her letters, but I loved her.
Yeah, I also love the neighbor. You know.
Oh, I know.
He was so sweet.
Yes.
And Fiona, the daughter. So yeah, there are a lot of characters. Harry, which I was thinking about him this morning actually, and I was like, he was like her little accomplice.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it wouldn't have transpired the way it would have if
it weren't for Harry.
Yeah. Harry was a neighbor, or he was a neighbor, and he was going through a hard time, a younger kiddo that ends up living with her for a bit. And so they had a very interesting relationship. I heard the audiobook on this pro tip is absolutely fantastic. So that was something.
Help with the characters.
Yes, and I think that would have helped too. Did you have any theories about who had the unsent pages, like who she was writing to throughout the novel? Did you clock that at all from the beginning?
I didn't clock it.
I did. I thought it was going to be her ex-husband until later we got that letter.
Yes.
And so it really came together at the end.
And that's what I'm saying. I think this is a slow burn. You have to give it a chance. But then when everything starts kind of raveling together and tying up in a nice bow.
That's true. I forget walking past you on the airplane and you just finished and you were like, I'm wrecked.
The poor woman next to me, whose name was also Kelly, was like, are you okay? And I was like, no. I loved this too. Sybil ends up in quite a love triangle with one of the neighbors, Theodore and Mick. Who were you rooting for to end up with?
Because it was Theodore.
Yes.
Honestly, I was like, you go, girl. 73, and you got 2 options. Like, get it.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, wow, that is really great. Did you like the ending? Because in development, I hear this is going to be a major motion picture with Jane Fonda.
Oh,
I think
let's
that
go.
is the perfect
Yeah, this will be a fun
choice.
girls'
It was
night.
like Jane Fonda or Meryl Streep, like one of those
Yeah.
two. Just yeah.
This will be a great girls' night. We're
Yeah.
going.
Yes. What did you guys think, though? Did you like the ending? Would you recommend this, obviously, with Nines to Friends?
Yeah.
And you recommended this to another one of our friends, and she also was like, what the heck am I reading? And then what did she think at the end?
Everybody loved it at the end.
Yeah.
It ties everything in together really nicely.
And we're all gonna go and see the movie with Jane Fonda. Thank you so much, ladies, as
you.
always.
Thank you.
I'm glad I picked a good one. I'm very proud of myself.
Great job.
And as always, you can join Kelly's book club. Just text book club to 206-448-4545. And next month's pick is right there. It's already chosen. It's Michelle's, and it's entitled Yesteryear. It's about a trad wife influencer who suddenly awakens in 1855. She must unravel whether she's living a nightmare or in a twisted reality show or something far more sinister. Ooh, that's a tease. Happy reading.